Normally at Electrifying we're a friendly bunch, we don't have many disagreements, but Tommy and I have come to the launch of the Volkswagen ID.2 All, and we don't actually have the same opinion.
Yes, but before we find out about who thinks what, let's find out more about the car first.
Volkswagen says this is a car for the people, just like the original Beetle. In this case, that means the car will be cheaper. It will launch in 2025 at the price of less than £23,000, which VW point out is the price of a top Polo these days. It will also form the basis of a new small SUV, inevitably, and a Cupra and a Škoda too.
Rumour has it that the company's new bosses ordered this concept to be created in just 8 weeks after the previous design, which looked like the ID Life concept. The ID.2 All is a fraction over 4 meters, around the same as a Corsa or Polo, but inside it has the space of a Golf. Bigger actually. The storage volume is a generous 490 to 1,330 litres. That's more than a Qashqai.
Weirdly, it's switched to being front-wheel drive, unlike the ID.3. This is mainly, I think, because it's cheaper to make, as you don't need to run wires all over the place. But it also frees up the back of the car for all that luggage. In fact, we're not quite sure where the battery's going to go. There are huge storage cubbies under the back seat and the boot floor too. It's not sure on power either. The ID.2 All has a claimed power output of 226 horsepower, which is 25 more than an ID.3 or Cupra Born. The range is impressive too. VW claim 450 kilometres, which is 281 miles. There's no news on the battery size, but it'll have to have some sort of new tech or witchcraft to meet the range, performance, charging and packaging promises. The 10 to 80% charge time, for example, is just 20 minutes. That's the same sort of speed as a Kia EV6.
As far as tech goes, the infotainment system seems to have been fixed too. Volkswagen specifically pointed out that it has classic volume control and a separate air conditioning controls. It's even got 4 electric window switches again. Rejoice, but feel for the person who has clearly been sacked as a result. The interior design is the most interesting part of the car by far. The screens can be tailored to look like the dashboard and radio in a classic Beetle or Mark I Golf.
Now we've got a bit bored of being elbowed out the way by the world's motoring media and come to where it's a bit calmer so we can have a reasonable conversation about this car and what we think of it. Because we did kind of disagree, didn't we, when it first came on stage?
Yes.
You liked it.
I loved it, love at first sight, because I kind of like the story about the car being the car first, and then once the people come into play, it becomes Volkswagen, which is, for me, when I go back to old school Beetle, that's where the story comes from. That's the love story about this car. So that brought me back, and I was like, you know what? I love the look of this car.
I kind of see where you're coming from, but there's retro and the interesting old style cars, but this just looks like something from the 90s. It looks like a design that they've taken off the shelf because they had it in stock. Now the rumour is, new VW design boss came in, looked at the design for what was meant to be this car and said, I don't like it. Right. And ordered it to be changed, and this car was made in 8 weeks. Now that's impressive, but it just looks as though some designer's gone, how about this one we had in stock? Right. From like 5 years ago. I mean, this is a concept car, it's not due for 2 years. If you saw that on the street now, wearing 15-inch steel wheels with grey bumpers,
it won't be the same.
You wouldn't look twice.
I hear that, but it's a concept car at the end of the day, and the whole point of concept car is to put your best foot forward. Like, what can we do with this? And I think the whole thing about familiarity and old school stuff, I think there's nothing wrong with that. You want people to see it and love it straight away, rather than think, what is this? Look at BMW, big grille on the front. People are like, what is that? It went too far. So there's a thin line between keeping it true to their DNA, design DNA, and still making it look good. So I like it.
I can see that people do like designs which make them feel comfortable. And this is a design which isn't going to make you stand out. It's not going to make you interesting. No one's going to look twice at you. And some people like it that. Look at all the people who buy Fiestas and Golfs and cars like that are just street furniture. Yeah. But I really hope they'd do something interesting. The ID.3 is an interesting design. There have been some great Volkswagen designs, even things like the Up. It's a great design. But the interior is nice. I'll give them that.
Nice. They've listened to the people. I think one of the things that the guy said on the stage is we want to listen to our customers, and I think they've done that. I think one of your favourites is the button. They've actually got buttons.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean, I drive a Born, and there's all these haptic buttons, and this has proper switches and buttons, which is lovely. But also that bit in the dashboard where you can change to make it look like the radio and the instruments from a Golf or a Beetle is really cool. That's the kind of thing that people will really love. But they'll probably make you pay 15 quid a month for it on a subscription.
Volkswagen, please.
Well, that's how they'll get the price down.
That's it. That's so true. Because what was the price? Like £23,000
£23,000,
which is interesting. And I also love the little bits that they've done in it, like the back seat opening up where you store your charging cable. I've not seen that in any car at all, any electric car.
No, that's very cool. And the boot being so big, and there's that big thing
extra
underneath.
50 litres underneath there.
Yeah,
to store
I'm a
things.
bit confused though, because there might be some witchcraft going on. Because the charging speeds they're saying, and the range they're saying, and the performance, and the price, and all that space
doesn't add up.
I'm not sure where the battery's going to go, because you've got this big storage thing under the boot, and under the rear seats. So where's the battery?
Where was it mounted on the ID.3?
Well, the battery goes underneath the floor.
The whole, to keep it balanced as well.
Yeah, but you think the rear seat, that's where the
battery would be.
big bulk of batteries are going to be. This hasn't got that, and it's not in the boot.
Right.
So where is it?
It's going to be interesting. I'm placing bets now there's not going to be a frunk on the final version.
No, I don't think there will be, no.
So, are you one of the people that this car, for the people, is aimed at?
Or would you rather have something which is bold rather than old?
Well, let us know in the comments below.